Okay, I'm gonna start a new thing, doing what did Kayla buy at the bookstore today. I've been on a book buying ban for, I don't know.
2 years.
Yeah, right. For like a month-ish. But, we're off the book buying ban. I did pretty decent. There were books that I had already pre-ordered, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Anyways, we went to the bookstore. We got some bookmarks, which, I don't know why I have my seatbelt on because we're not moving anywhere. Where's my bookmark at? Oh, you want me to show them yours? Alright. My oldest got this Hello Kitty one. It's so cute. And then I got Happy Birthday, Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Harry. So I got that. I thought it was so cute. I have like tons of bookmarks, but you know, it's fine. And then this is not like a book for me, but it's like a book for my kids, but also I just like love the illustrations in this book. So also hold on, I need some chapstick. So we got Layla the Perfect Witch. So before, we just bought Gustavo the Shy Ghost, and it was just like a cute little book. I thought it was so cute. And like I said, like I loved the illustration, so I was like, let's get one of his other books. So this one's Layla the Perfect Witch, and it just has like, wow, I'm such a great videographer. I really love like the illustrations in here. Like they're kind of like sketchy looking. Like they definitely look like they're like done with a colored pencil. I don't know. I just like really like the illustrations. So anyways, we're building our little witchy Halloween children's like books that we have. So we have quite a few, but I just recently got these ones, and I think they're so cute. So that was one thing. Okay, we got Dear Little Princess for the littlest one. I also just adore the illustrations in this as well. Again, it's kind of like, it gives like that sketched out vibe that was like colored in over the top of the sketch, and I love that type of like illustration. It's just so cute. Then we got little Miss here. She picked out Mad Libs, and she got Judy Moody. I used to read Judy Moody when I was teeny tiny, like when I was her age, when I was teeny tiny. Judy Moody, I read Judy Blume. What's the other one? What are you reading? Junie B. Jones. So it's kind of fun for like to see her like reading those books that like I used to read when I was her age. So this is her first Judy Moody book. So was it Judy Moody? Yeah, Judy Moody. And then I got the second book in the Riley Thorne novels by Lucy Score. So this one is The Corpse in the Closet. Also, that's annoying that it's like backwards, but anyways, it's The Corpse in the Closet. I read the first one, The Dead Guy Next Door, and I loved it. So I first saw the last book in the series called what was it called? The Body in the Backyard, I think. And I was like, oh, I want to read this. And it says that it's the fourth one in the series. And I thought they were like standalone series. I thought they were like, it was a series, but they were like standalones, which I think they kind of are. But so I started trying to read the fourth one, and I immediately was so lost. Like, it throws you in like right away, and there were like, I didn't know who any of the characters were, and it read like you kind of should have known who the characters were a little bit, and there's a lot of them. So I was like, man, I just don't really know. Maybe I just don't like this book. But then I was like, I'm going to try and go to the first book, read that, and see if I like the series. Because I love Lucy Score's, what is it, like The Things We Hide from the Light, and I can never remember what, like, they're all called. But that whole series, the Knock 'Em Out series, I loved those ones. So I was like, I'm going to try to read this. So I just finished The Dead Guy Next Door. So that's the first one in the Riley Thorne series. Loved it. It was so funny. It was kind of had like a sitcom-y feel. Like, it was funny even though you were like kind of going around this like kind of like a more like serious, grave subject of they were trying to figure out like who murdered this guy. And she's a psychic, so like she can see the future, and she can kind of talk to like spirits here and there. So like it was just, so you're like going around this subject that's kind of more grave and more morbid. Like, this guy gets murdered, they're trying to figure out who murdered him, but it was more of a sitcom-y vibe. So it was just like, there were so many parts that were so funny. I loved the main characters. I loved Riley and I loved Nick. And it's a dual point of view, so it's her point of view and and also his point of view. I will say, once I figured it out, like, I was fine, but it never, I think a lot of books that I've read with dual point of view, like, it always like clarifies whose point of view you're in, like, from the start. So like, it'll say Riley and then like, or it will say Nick and then like, you know whose point of view you're in. So this does not do that. And so at first I was like a little bit confused. Like, I was like, wait, whose point of view I'm in? But for the most part, it switches back and forth every chapter. So like, you're in Riley's point of view, and then the next chapter is Nick's point of view, and like so on and so forth. So once I like kind of figured that out, like, I was fine. But at first I was like, wait, whose head are we in, or whatever. I loved them. I loved their banter. A book will really suck me in if the main characters have really good banter, and they had great banter with each other. They were hilarious. And then the side characters really made the story too. There's so many characters in this book, so at first it's a little bit like, wait, who's this? Like, you're trying to like keep track of all the characters, but it really comes together with like all of them, and I just like, I love them all. Like, they all make the book. The side characters are like so pertinent. Oh my gosh.
That's a hard word to say.
To the book as well. And so yeah, I just loved it. Highly recommend if you're looking for a kind of like funny, it's got like a sitcom-y vibe, but it's like good, it's like easy to read, it's really good writing. There's a little bit of like murder mystery in there, so you have kind of some suspense, but like, it's not where you're like, oh, I'm scared, like what's gonna happen. Like, suspense is building. It's like, suspense is building, but because it's more of like a funny, like sitcom-y vibe, you're not like heart pounding out of your chest or like afraid, like, you know. So yeah, I highly recommend. So I finished that one, loved it. And I actually read that because all of her books, by the way, I shouldn't say all of them, I don't know for sure, but for the most part, most of her books are on Kindle Unlimited. So I read that one on Kindle Unlimited. We came to the bookstore today, and I was like, I don't really have like a book in mind that I want to buy, but you know, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna buy the Lucy Score's like next book in the Riley Thorne novel. So I got The Corpse in the Closet, like I said. This one's the second one in the series. We have all the main characters in this one as well. So I think it's going to be good. So I'm really excited to read this one. I actually started another one of her books because I just went on a couple flights yesterday for a work trip. So I ended up finishing reading The Dead Guy Next Door on that. And then I started reading, because I didn't have the next book downloaded, which shame on me. I don't know why I didn't. I didn't have book 2 downloaded. And so I was like kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to read from my library, because I was still on the flight. I tried to sleep. I have a really hard time sleeping on flights. So I ended up reading one of her other books. I think it's called like Fall into Temptation. And I already am really liking that one too. So we have Beckett and Gia, I think. And this one for sure, it's not the first one in the series, but I think this one you can definitely, it feels like you can read it alone. Like you don't have to read it in order. So I think I'm reading like the second book probably in that series. But it said fall, so like literally it's fall time there, and I was like, that's perfect. I'm really ready to be in the fall vibes. So I started reading that. I really like that. So far I like it. And then I am definitely going to be jumping into the second one of this one soon. I probably won't start this one yet because I have the third book in the Dawn of Onyx series. I don't know if the whole series is called the Dawn of Onyx, but the first book is the Dawn of Onyx. And the third book comes out on the 8th. I have that one pre-ordered. I have it pre-ordered for my Kindle, and I have a physical copy coming because I have just really been into like reading the physical copy of books too. But I already know that one's gonna like suck me in, so I also need it on my Kindle for like easier access when I can't have my physical book. So that one comes out on the 8th. So I don't want to start I don't want to start the book I'm reading now and then start this and then have that book come and like interrupt those, and because I'm like ready to read that one. So as soon as I get it, I will be starting that one. So yeah, that was what I bought today at the bookstore.